Hey Freddie, how's it going? It's Bree with Allscapes Marketing. As promised, I wanted to go ahead and record this video for you, going over your site and then over some of the competitors and where the gap is. So starting with your site, you've got some pretty nice photos up here, or like that flower bed. It definitely does look outdated. The way that it has like a background behind the site is a common theme with some of the older sites. As we scroll down a little bit about your services, I do like that you have the call to action right away, where you guys serve, and then that's kind of like the bottom of the site. So we definitely want to update the homepage. We want to get some testimonials on here. We want to get some more photos, some gallery. You want to get a little bit more about you guys. Maybe a photo of the team on here. Just trying to modernize it a little bit more. Now, what I will say from an SEO point of view is that we like to have about 1,500 words on the homepage, and this is for two reasons. So the first reason being is that Google has these crawlers, and they come through and they read the content. They're trying to figure out where you serve, what services you offer, and about your company. The more content you have on here, the more you're going to look like an expert in Google's eyes. In addition to that, you want to beat out the competitors. So if the competitors had 1,000 words, then you want to have 1,500 and so on. Now you want to have keywords within the content, and keywords are things that people are searching when they're trying to find you. For example, if someone was searching for landscaping company Fairfax and you had landscaping company Fairfax all over your site, you're going to be really relevant for that search. I can see you have some lawn care services in Arlington, landscaping in Fairfax Station. However, you have multiple areas on the same homepage, so Google is going to be a little bit confused about where you're actually located. You want to have the homepage and the service pages be about Fairfax, and then we would create a separate Arlington page, and that's where we would have all the Arlington keywords, and another page for another town, and so on. That way they're not like diluting one another. Now, if we did a Google search for landscaping company Fairfax, Virginia, the first thing that pops up are these new Google ads. They're called Google Guaranteed Ads. These are awesome. I highly recommend them, and this is something we can help you with. They're pretty cheap per lead, and the best part is you don't pay to run them, you pay per lead. So with regular Google ads like these below, you're paying per click, you're paying per view, you're not really guaranteed anything. But with these ones, you only pay per lead. So if no leads come in, no worries, you won't be paying anything for them. And when leads do come in, they're relatively cheap and they're really good leads. And if a bad lead does happen to come in, you're able to dispute it and get a credit for the following month. So I highly recommend these. These are just regular Google pay-per-click ads. And then these are the Google business profiles. These are really important to be within the top 3 so that the most amount of people are going to find you. People aren't really going to click on more businesses to look for more. Generally, they're going to probably call these top 3, maybe go down to the websites, and then make their decision. The way you can get yourself into the top 3 here is by 1, having one, which you guys do have one. 2, filling it out as much as possible. Name, address, phone number, services, reviews. You can even post to these like social media. So posting to it, I mean, really interacting with it. And 3, having an online presence. So having your name, address, and phone number in things like Yelp and Yellow Pages, the more online directories that you guys have your consistent information in, the more it's going to help this profile. The websites listed below here are called the organics, and it's the same thing. You want to be within the top 3. You also want to be listed in these questions and answers because a lot of people are starting to use these. Now, the first website here is Yelp, and we don't really care about that. But let's take a look at this Rupert Landscape website. So right away, we can see they actually have a Fairfax page. So this is not their homepage. They have a page for Fairfax. And they have tabs to kind of hide all their content here, about all their services. They actually don't have all that much going on this page. Okay, so let's take a look at why they're ranking. This is a paid program I use to research websites called Ahrefs. I went ahead and put them into here so we can see what we're up against. The second thing I want to go over is UR and DR ratings. These ratings are really important for where you fall within the search results. A UR rating is essentially a trust rating with Google, and a DR rating is essentially a power rating with Google. This is very high. This number is very, very high, and this is obviously very low. It's 0. This number is more in relation to specifically this Fairfax page, and this number is more in relation to their homepage, their overall site. The main thing you need to know about these is you want them to high, but you want them to be close together. Having a 42 and a 0 is a bit rough. Their overall site is very powerful, but their Fairfax page isn't that powerful. It would be better to have these like 20 and 20 rather than 42 and 0. What this is telling us is that their Fairfax page is not that powerful. Their overall website is very powerful, but right now we're only worried about beating out their Fairfax page, and it's not the end of the world to get there. One of the main ways you can raise these numbers is through something called a backlink. Essentially, all a backlink is a shout out or a brand endorsement from another website. So if there's another website and they said, hey everyone, Rupert Landscape is the best ever, go check them out, and they had a button from their website back to here, that's a brand endorsement or a link back to their website. We can see they don't have any of those for this page specifically, but we're able to click on these and go through and see what ones they have for their overall website and what ones would be helpful to get for yours so that we can raise your website power as well. Then lastly, and most importantly, I want to talk about the keywords. These are the keywords in the content that I was talking about before. For example, landscaping Fairfax, there's approximately 20 people who are Googling this a month. Landscaping Fairfax, Virginia, approximately 30. Fairfax landscaping, 10. Fairfax VA landscaping, 10. Erosion control contractor, 10. Not sure if you guys do that. Northern Virginia landscaping companies in Virginia, landscaping Northern Virginia. I won't go through all of them, but you can see that this is important to know specifically what the keyword is so that we can target the amount of volume. The more people that are coming to your site, the more clients you're in turn going to land. Now, if we take a look at your website's ratings, we can see your UR and DR rating aren't too bad. This is higher, this is pretty low, and so we would want to work on raising these. You do have some backlinks, but the fact that this is kind of low tells me that some of these may be from spammy websites. So we would want to kind of audit these and remove any spammy ones and help you guys get some more powerful sites to help raise these numbers. If we look at your keywords, we can actually see that you guys are targeting some of the ones that are pretty good. So Fairfax, Lawn Care Arlington, 150, Northern Virginia Lawn Service, 20. And you guys range in positions. There's a good handful that you're in the top. These are rough estimates. There's a good handful that you're in the top 5 or so. So the majority of these could use a little bit of work, really getting into those top 3 positions. However, this is an excellent starting point. So to recap, we really want to get some more content on the site. We want to get some more keywords on the site and break them up into town-specific pages. And then we want to get some more high-quality brand endorsements to help raise these numbers. I hope that this is helpful, and I look forward to speaking with you further. Have a great day.